welcome to Okon Bros. This is Eric.
And this is Michael, and we have Mom on the podcast today. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, you actually became a mother today, 42 years ago.
That's right.
Very special day, guys. It's a national holiday.
It's a national holiday next to July 4th and President's Day. It's my birthday, May 26th.
All wrapped into
He turned 29 today, doesn't he? Look great.
29 for the 8th time.
Yeah. 40
Yeah, no,
years ago, I became a mother.
42 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, May 26th, 1978.
It's weird. I always considered it. I used to get excited because it was like the day that my life, you have so many things that happen in your life. You have pivotal moments like, you start school at 5 or you graduate high school, and becoming a mother was like, for me, a lifelong ambition. A lot of people always
I want to
say,
ask you a question before you continue. Did you ever think in a million years that you would be talking to me on my 42nd birthday,
No.
like the way we're talking now as an owner of a business? Did you know the day I was born that I was going to be a
No.
colleague of yours?
No. I thought you were going to be a musician.
A musician?
A musician.
What?
You like music, singing.
I still do.
Yeah, you liked, you were always creative.
And
Eric
we
is
have the
concrete.
cymbal, we have the drum, we have the guitars.
We were I think music really, it fueled our creativity. You were always big into music. I mean, you made us listen to ABBA and Air Supply, which we won't hold against you.
Well, no,
Until
there
we
was
found
Phil,
our own voices.
there was Phil Collins.
The first concert I ever.
The Beatles, Elvis,
Elvis is great. The
Michael
Beatles.
Jackson,
Yeah. Whitney Houston, Madonna.
the opera, show tunes. I made you listen to a lot of show tunes. I took you to a Broadway show every Wednesday.
To our listeners, as you could tell, I was supposed to be a Michelle and Eric was supposed to be an Erica.
So what I want to talk about is our amazing cameras that we just got.
Yeah.
We made some upgrades over the holiday weekend, and we actually took the cams that we were using in the studio, and we took them home. We got some lights, and we upped the quality a bit on what we were doing on our podcast. And I think
Stop you there, right there. I want to say
Yeah.
something.
sure.
You guys make it seem effortless, and I'm really proud of what you're doing. But like, I still have a headset I can't figure out, so it's not so easy. You don't just snap your fingers.
No.
It took a good 20 minutes to get me on your show today.
Well, yeah, we're using a new platform. I downloaded, we were using Ring Central, but I downloaded Zoom because directly, so we branded it. So when we do live streams, the logo is going to be in the bottom right corner. I spent a lot of time this weekend trying to figure out, just amping it up for the home purposes, basically.
So oddly enough, my concrete child, I'm pointing to him here, has become very creative. Eric was the most concrete child growing up. Michael was all creative, and Michael has stayed creative, but Eric has shifted a lot. And I think through this whole growth period of doing his show, it brought out a lot of creativity in him that I don't think, you were always creative. You did, can I say that you took certain lessons when you were a kid?
No.
Yeah.
No, listen, we were very well-rounded kids, and I think that
It was all because of Mom. Mom gave us a smorgasbord of things to pick at.
with Dad, it would have just been kielbasa and BB guns.
Kielbasa and BB guns. Nice,
And there's nothing
Polish
wrong with
kielbasa.
that. That was great. But Mom, it was ballet, it was
Tap dancing, the
and-
opera, right? Absolutely.
Ballroom dancing. I did
Yeah.
ballroom dancing.
Craps. Craps. Mom was a big proponent of gambling.
Yeah, gamble.
Mom taught us how to gamble.
You taught me craps.
Yes.
You
This is very
actually said it. Evan and you.
business is a lot like craps. It's you got to roll the dice every day. That's what we need, Michael. You got to put some dice behind you. That's the one thing that we're
okay.
missing.
I have dice all over my house, but yeah, I
Yeah.
could definitely do that.
That's the one
I
thing that we're
never-
missing.
Gambled when we were little, when you guys were little, and I considered that I grew up with you. Daddy went down to play, and I stayed in the room with you guys. It wasn't until you were 16 and you were like 11.
So
that I started 10.
I
11.
want to, if you don't mind, Mom, we only have 20 minutes before our meetings really start, and we just wanted to put this out there. We do a lot of thinking, and we still have a lot of discussions behind the scenes on what's going on with COVID-19 and how how we're surviving through it and stuff like that. And today we definitely want to announce that we're going to be installing decontamination booths at all of our offices. I
Awesome.
have some pictures here on my phone that I'll just show right to the camera. But they're pretty cool. Hold on.
You know, through this whole COVID-19, there's a lot of talk about the client safety, but what about the employee safety?
It's like
Right.
a human car wash.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And it was very simple the way this came about. But a chauffeur, we were having town halls with our chauffeurs, and we're continually doing town halls with chauffeurs. And the guy asked, I don't want to go home with a dirty suit.
I don't
And
want to
we're
bring it home.
Yeah, I don't want to bring home any type of disease or anything like that. I have wife, I have kids, and we're like, man, we didn't even think about that, and necessarily changing a locker, it still doesn't fix the problem. So we're installing these decontamination booths in all of our offices, and we're going to have our affiliates do it as well. We think we found an economical option on how to get this done.
I want to mention, Eric.
Safe, yeah, above all
Yeah,
else.
I want
And
to
we're using,
mention.
hold on one sec, and we're using these tabs. They're called Pure tabs, PURTABS, and they're safe. They're safe. Probably, it's basically like swimming in a pool.
I'm sorry if you guys hear, but apparently, like, only landscapers and pool people work
No.
during the apocalypse.
We don't hear anything.
All right, there's a guy literally right out my window now with a gas blower blowing mulch all over my backyard.
But
hello?
and also,
so Eric, I want to just mention. So I want to just say that everything that we did was not reactionary. It wasn't willy-nilly. That
It wasn't
a knee-jerk reaction. Right. That I've been hearing that a lot. That people have they think out the process of doing things the right way. I mean, that's what a CEO and a president and a COO is supposed to do. They're supposed to think things out appropriately.
And like, I want to say, we're doing this as, like, we're broadcasting it live. Like, we made a decision 2 years ago to say, okay, everything that we're going to be doing, we're going to be posting online, and it's a process. This is not a set it and forget it type situation. You can't come out with a PDF and say, this is what it is. It's constantly evolving. We didn't make a PDF, we made a website. So because the website's always changing, and we tell everybody, just keep this link, because when it updates, we're going to let you know. And just like the decontamination booth, that's been in the works for about 2.5, 3 weeks to try and get the disinfectants and the booth, and working out the deal with that whole thing. And it's just like, it's just never ending process to get this done.
Everything we chose to do was born from your group of people who work with the company. In other words, it wasn't as though the three of us sat here, or with Kevin, the CFO, and said, we're going to do this, and this. We had meetings daily where we asked them, what do you think we should do? And everybody went out. You had 45 people go out there and bring back information. And
it's more than that. I'll tell you, Mom, it's more than that. It's our employees.
Right.
It's our families. It's
right.
It's our employees' families.
Right.
It's our customers. It's our passengers.
Yeah.
And our vendors, our affiliates, and then our vendors. Our technology vendors. Across the board, it's an open forum here.
Well, what did I always teach about a leader? A leader has to
listen twice and speak once. And I got to tell you, everything that was brought back to us from Vinny, from Carl, from Anthony, from Travis, from William, from Paul, we made it this Carl, everyone. I can't name everybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I can't name everyone, but like the point is that, like, people were bringing us back ideas, and then we were going to the infectious disease doctor that we hired and saying, would this make sense? Nothing was done arbitrarily. Nothing was done in a manner of knee-jerk, like what you said, Mom, like a knee-jerk reaction.
And not only that, we're not keeping anything close to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
We are, everything that we are saying is for our industry. It's for our clients.
Right.
Transparency was number one, because if we came out with a good idea, we want to share it with everybody. We had, the shields. We could have made a fortune off of commission on selling those in-car shields.
Not interested.
It's that would feel so wrong to do. And the same thing with these
No
booths, guys. You know, affiliates. We'll tell you exactly where we're ordering these booths from. They're not that crazy expensive. It's not as crazy as you think it is. And you know, let's like it falls back on us to create a safe environment for our passengers.
for
So
everybody.
right,
There is no competition in a pandemic. No company is better or worse. We all have to be together on this and saying, we don't want to take anyone's clients. We want to just make it safe for everybody.
right.
This is not a competition. We're not here to tell we're doing more than the other guy. We want everybody to do everything they can. And we're willing to share what we're doing. It's no big secret. We want to share what we have, the knowledge that we're getting. It's about joining together. This is not about working against each other.
I find it like silly and pathetic of how people are trying to diminish what we're doing as a company. And
It's
I
wrong.
agree with you, and you're right. And I got to tell you, I ascribe to Wallace Wattles 101. And if anyone hasn't read Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, there is no such thing as competition. You create the people who compete with each other are the ones that lose. It's here today, gone today. It's as simple as that.
You have to
To
innovate.
me, you have to
in-
innovate. You have to create. And when you create, everyone else will create too. And it'll be this harmonious thing. This will be this utopian feel of, you know, if you have more, the other people will have more too. There's no such thing as competition. And I don't ascribe to competition. You know,
there's
but the ones, there's unlimited opportunity for everyone. Nothing is limited in this world.
Right. What did I always tell you? Who should you be competing with?
With yourself. With yourself. Absolutely.
Yourself. It's not a race. It's not that you have to. I've always taught you when other kids would put that pressure on you with competition or with grades or with anything like that.
I don't do that for our kids. I don't do
You
that
know what
for
I love?
Yeah.
Do you know what I absolutely love? And you know, what we can take credit for it, that you know, there are slews of limo operators and chauffeur ground and bus companies and stuff like that, all doing their own type of podcast. And I think that is, I think that's so amazing for the industry, because we were always the smallest part of travel, and we were always the runt of the litter, and we never got the same respect as anybody else. And now it's coming out that we're extraordinarily important to the four pillars. You know,
Scott Salambrino said that. Scott Salambrino said that in a recent podcast, where he said that, you know, the world can't move forward. Corporate America can't move forward without air travel, hotels, travel management companies, and chauffeured car, a type of
ground,
vehicle.
just ground.
Taxi, ground, taxi,
And that includes
Uber, Lyft,
car rental,
100%, car rental, and the limo portion of it, because it is very, very important. It is an instrumental sector of the travel industry.
Alternative to that limo word, though, because nobody really has.
It's chauffeur ground.
Chauffeur ground.
Chauffeur ground. Chauffeur. You know, we were always BLS limousine, so it's, you know, it's hard to shake old habits. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
The BLS limo died with Dad. We are the BLS company. Mom, let me ask you a question. Did you ever want to bring in investors? Did you ever feel?
No, never. No.
Why?
Why?
Because this was Daddy and we started this together. We nurtured it. You know, it's kind of like building a flame. We would sit and, you know, through good times and bad times, this is a family. This is our clients are family. Our employees are family. Our vendors are family. I never wanted strangers in here. And then you lose, in my opinion. I mean, it's okay for other people. It's just not, we never cared if we got that big either. Right. We only wanted to live our life and run our race. When you think of where Dad and I started from and where we ended up, you know, what was the achievement here? I brought up two great sons. I mean, what was my goal? My goal was to keep my family intact and bring up children that would find a position in life where they'd be happy working, where you enjoyed your work. Well, I think that we've achieved what we had to do. I could have just as easily pushed you into professions from the beginning. I mean, I educated you, you went to school, I gave you choice, And I said, you could do this or you could do
It was
that.
never a question.
It was, you know,
It was never a question.
but it was never about the money. You see, what people don't understand, it was never about the money. It's kind of like craps. When you play craps it's never about the win. It's about just beating
It's
the
about the
odds.
game.
About the game.
It's about the game, because
And
if you're
every time,
chasing the outcome, you're never going to be happy.
that's it. And it's about winning the game. It's not about so much about winning. I mean, the money is always a nice bonus, but the truth, and looking back at like what we're going through now, what do you really need to live? I mean, I've always said to you, as long as you have your health, you have everything. That's always
I
prime.
did that. I did a post for that, Mom, on LinkedIn where I said, okay, we don't have the business anymore. The business
Right.
is gone, but my family and I still have our health, which is everything.
Knocking
Mental health,
Yep.
mental health and physical health is
Right.
everything. And if you don't give yourself that during the grinding hours, if you don't, everyone's going to grind when all this is done, right? Everyone's going to get back into the swing of things. But if you don't have your mental facilities intact and mental faculty intact, your physical, I mean, I work out almost every day, practically every day. I do some form of exercise, and yeah, I love it. Right? It became a habit. It became a routine of mine that I can't go throughout my day without doing some form of physical activity.
Work is just something you do
Yeah.
until you're no longer here. So you
Yep.
have to, if you're going to spend your time doing that, you better enjoy it. And if you don't love it, and I've told you this, and I've told people who work with us this, if you don't like your job, then find something you like to do.
But
Because
for real, Mom, how, like, I can't speak for everyone in our company, but for Eric, you and me, Kevin, how could you not love doing this? I love, you created a culture in the company that was so, it's family. Like, you could take your shoes off in our office and eat a sandwich with the owners, and it's just, you feel like, I want everyone to feel comfortable on it. That's a client, that's an employee. Go ahead.
I like to think we've done that, but yet, sometimes I've seen where an employee will react. I'll see fear in there, and I don't know where it's coming from, because there's no difference between us other than I worked harder and I ran my race and I achieved this. It doesn't make me better than anybody else. So sometimes it always surprises me when I'll hear that somebody's afraid, or if I call them and I say, we have to have a conversation, and they're like, I see the fear in their face, or they're nervous. That bothers me. Like, I don't
Right.
want people to be afraid. There's no difference. There's nothing that makes us special. There's nothing that distinguishes us. We went after a dream. We had dedication and perseverance, and we achieved our dream, or we're achieving our dream, whatever you want to say, but it doesn't make you better.
We gotta re-achieve,
Oh, yeah, well,
whatever we were, what did you say? It took 50 years to build BLS, and about 3.5 days to break it
yeah,
down.
we rolled a 7. So, what do you do when you roll
Mom,
a
the
7?
entire world rolled a 7. It
Yeah, but
wasn't
that's what I'm
BLS.
saying. The whole world.
Some people are doing good now, and those are some of the most
bless 'em.
amazing businesses in the
Yeah.
world that are,
Right.
no doubt about it. To be there's only one Amazon, and to be that successful in good times and in bad times, it's
He started
nothing.
with a dream, I'm sure of it. He started with an idea. I remember when I opened my account with Amazon, Kevin kept telling me, buy books from it. I
Right.
never bought online before.
I've been a client of Amazon since the year 2000.
Yeah, I think it was around 2001 I started buying from them. But like I said, he started with an idea. Everything starts with look at computers. Years ago, I didn't have the idea that we're talking this.
Yeah, I mean, to
something
be
happened,
honest,
but,
like 5 years ago, this whole podcast thing wouldn't have been possible. It wouldn't been cheap enough to start. I mean, all you need is a cell phone, and you can have a podcast. And I mean, recording this on Zoom, and it really is amazing, and it's inspiring that it just makes you want to keep pushing forward.
But there's nothing to stop you. You can publish a book. I was on the phone with an old friend yesterday, Lisa. I'm not going to say her last name. And her mother is writing a family history, and she's publishing it.
Love it.
Because she wants, but she's in her late 80s, and she wants to have a history of the entire, she's the holder of the family history, and she wants to publish a family book. So there's nothing that with all the resources and the networking, if you work and if you find helpers and if you find people to work with, there's nothing you can't do. BLS would be nothing without the group that we've brought together, the group of talent and ingenuity and perseverance. That it's not the three of us, and it's not the four of us
No.
if you include Kevin, or even the five of us if you include Daddy.
That always, I want to say, this isn't targeted to anyone specifically, but I always loved when people go, my cars and my drivers at BLS, or, they go, my accounts, and, this event is my event. And, and we like, and people don't last. People like that don't last. They move on, they get other careers. But when they take an ownership of something, and they turn it into, it's all about me, it always backfires. That's not how the universe works. The universe doesn't work about me. It's all about me, and I'm
You
holding
have
the
to
whole
give.
company. I'm holding the whole company on my shoulders. Have Eric and I ever spoken like that? Ever about saying that the whole company's on us? We're the owners, and it's
There's
nothing
no
like
ego.
that.
There's no ego allowed in this
And the
household.
people who
But
have
not only
massive
that,
egos, right?
not only that, your ego, no matter who you are, especially in the travel industry, your ego has been smashed right now. There's
Right.
nothing that you could have done to save yourself or to save this, except prepare beforehand. If you were smart enough to prepare beforehand.
Well, the jury's out. We don't know what's going to happen.
Nope.
If there's
No one has a crystal ball here.
right, God forbid, could be a second wave. That who knows who's going to be eager to get on a plane. Maybe the whole dynamics is going to change for a year, where people are going to do these kind of video conferencing. We depend on people.
You know what? I think in on those tech blogs, on when they're talking about the utopian society, work from anywhere, blah blah blah. I was talking to a lawyer yesterday, and I went over to his house. And
Not the lawyer. This kid is a power attorney.
Yeah,
This is
like he's an attorney, in like the sports and entertainment industry, and he's like, we're doing everything on Zoom, and he's like, it's fine. He's like, but you can't go and talk to the lawyer on the side.
Right.
And you can't go and touch the guy's knee and say, you should really take this deal.
Mm-hmm.
And and I don't care, and that goes across every industry, that I don't think that the next Eddie Murphy is going to be hired over Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Elon Musk is going to hire his next superstar that's working engineer at his company through an online venue like this. And I think that this became more mainstream, and that it's definitely going to be, everybody became comfortable with it. And I think, like, if you remember, a year ago, I got webcams for every single computer in the company, and nobody used it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody used it. Now everybody's using it. But back to what the lawyer said, there are just certain things, and we very rarely are we going to get that $4 million account.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alex. Very rarely are we going to get that $4 million account. What's up, children?
Hold up, my kids want to be on the daddy. My kids want to be on the daddy birthday podcast. So say hi to me. What do they call you, Mom?
What do you call me?
What do you call you? What do you call?
Bobby.
Bobby. That was. I had a Bob. I'm just saying. Announce it to the universe. What do you call this kid over here? The kid in the blue shirt.
Random.
Terrible Call of Duty player.
Random.
Terrible Call of Duty uncle. So these are my children. This is Kayla, and that's Alexander. And
we've been in Sharon. I bet you she's in the room. Let Sharon come into the
Sharon.
Yeah.
You want to come say hi real quick? It's the birthday podcast.
Yeah.
It's the greatest day of the year. Everyone's celebrating.
For you.
Like, subscribe, leave comments down below, and say happy birthday to me.
I'm gonna watch this after.
Oh, we gotta watch here.
Yeah,
duck
this
in.
is the first video I'm gonna watch.
Hi, kids.
Isn't my family just perfect? Like they're so gorgeous.
Alex's hair is perfect.
Yeah.
Don't you wish, Eric?
I wish I had that hair.
All my children are perfect. Every single one of you.
I'll move over. Yes, but we were just talking about building the business, and not overestimating what's going to happen, or underestimating what's going to happen. No one really knows. And this generation, Alex and Kayla and Hallie and Zach, which are Eric's kids. I mean, they're going to have their own set of challenges when they're older. And our children are young and dealing with the coronavirus now. And Eric, Bobby, and me, and I'm sorry for calling you Bobby during the podcast, but you're Bobby right now.
That's my favorite name.
It is.
the Bobby necklace. We're dealing with this now to set up for this generation to take over when BLS is going to continue. And like, I'm going to kind of like bookend it by saying, you never took in investors. You're looking at the investors. This is my investment right here. And they're going to be taking this company to the next level. And
I can't wait for them to come in. I can't wait for them to come in and say, no, Eric, that's not the way you do things.
Right?
The way I used to come into Kevin and to you and no, you don't know what you're talking about.
Kevin and Dad were like,
But we gave you the opportunity to fail. And sometimes I got to say, you were right. And you changed. You might have been 18 or 20, but you changed how that was Dad's great strength, is that he was never prejudiced that you're too young or you're a female or you're this or you're that. He didn't care what a person was. He took them in and welcomed them. And he said, everybody comes with a set of skills that will enhance the company. So we may not have run this company with fancy, education background and stuff. So maybe we built.
It's all what's in here.
But we were doing that before it was in vogue.
Right.
And now it's and Gary Vaynerchuk is the one pushing it. He literally will, a kid will say, I want to go to college. He's like, why? He's like, go become the assistant to some entrepreneur. And he's like, go get an education that way.
But Eric, it's not for everybody. There's nothing wrong with going.
100%. But he's the first one to say, go, if you don't think you can be a number 1, go be a number 7 in a company. Go be a number 8 in a company. And he's like, you can live an amazing life.
What's wrong with being Mr. Spock?
100%.
Spock changed the entire universe of Star Wars.
Captain Kirk. You can't be a Captain Kirk without a Mr. Spock. And so
I just want to mention, turn your head. See these beautiful earrings on my baby girl? Those are Bobby's earrings. Right? And Sharon's been dealing with those earrings for about a year now.
I just
they're the hoop girls.
these hoops.
She just changed these hoops.
Like 2 days ago.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad
Well,
to see you.
we have to go. It's 10
We have our
a.m.
next meeting. Like, subscribe, leave comments, and wish me a happy birthday. This is the most important, the third most important day of the year.
Peace out, guys.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.